Yo, hell yeah. Wyatt begins in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mwah. Yo, welcome to Wyatt. And I'm your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans. Grrr, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. Hi, to all my YouTubers out there. If you like what you hear, and if you like what you see, just click that subscribe button at the bottom of your screens. I said, click it, click it, click it. I loves to click it. Yeah. Well, hi. Today's installment of Wyatt shines the spotlight on an engaging author and an ardent activist. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. His name is Eros the Artiste. And don't you just love that name? Yeah. And he's got a very, very compelling story to share. So let's get it on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, without further ado, Wyatt presents a true multi-hyphenate talent, y'all. You see, our special guest is an author, a musician, a songwriter, a visual artist, and he's an LGBTQ plus and autism awareness advocate. So let's welcome Mr. Eros the Artiste. Talk at me, baby. How the hell are ya?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, man, thank you for stopping by Wyatt. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, sure. My pleasure. Oh, before we begin, I want to say, give a shout out rather to Mr. Eddie Pierce. He connected us. Yeah, Eddie is a great guy. He's the founder of Rainbow Room Publishing. They're doing some great things over there. So thank you, Mr. Pierce. All right. Now, look, before we begin, my brother, I have to ask you this question. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Where did you come up with the name Eros the Artiste? Now, to me, let me tell you something. I always have to do that. It makes me feel good. To me, that sounds like the name for this very, very talented and accomplished adult entertainer. Look, you know I'm messing with you, but seriously, I love the moniker. I love the name. It's got to be a backstory with that.
Well, I used to be into Greek mythology when I was a kid. I enjoyed reading stuff about Aphrodite and Athena. But one of the stories that really caught my ear and caught my fancy was Eros and Psyche. The story between the two, where Psyche had all these admirers, and Venus got upset. So she put some type of oracle that says that you're going to marry a monster, and that monster ended up to be Eros, the god of love. So I ascribe to love. I love to talk about love, and I just enjoy all forms of love. So that's where it came from.
You know, I enjoy all forms of love too, if you get my drift.
You're terrible.
But listen, that's for another show, another story. So we will. You know what? Maybe I'll have just an episode about that, just and call it another version of love, LUV, love. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna think about that. But anyway, look, man, you know, I have to congratulate you because you are truly, seriously, you're very multi-talented. What we're going to do in this show, and I want you back maybe sometime next year, but
Sure.
what we're going to, I appreciate that. what I
Mm,
want to do in this show is focus on your roles as an author and also an activist. I mean, because that's really something.
mm.
Um, what I want to do first, because we're going to delve into your books a little bit later, but the two books I really want to talk about are I Choose Pain and The Cost. So for right now, because we're going to delve into them later, give us like a mini synopsis of both. What is each one about?
Okay. Each one of them is about
Uh-huh.
four gay guys, four black gay guys, beautiful men. Yep.
Mm.
Every single one of them. Yes. Yep. All of them. Each one represents one of the elements, the primal elements of life, like earth, wind, water, and air. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And they all come together to form this wonderful earth, to form this wonderful conglomerate of goodness and friendship. So it's all about friendship. It has a little bit of gay bash and it has a little bit of that, but it also has how we rise above things. So that's the
Mm.
first one. The second one is more of a follow up to the first. So it pretty much picks up where the first one left off. So yeah,
Okay, now what's the title of the first one?
the first one is called
It
"I Choose Pain."
right. Okay, and
Mhm.
the second one is The Cost.
The cost, yes, yes.
Got it. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, Mr. The Artiste. What we're I love that name. I love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Let us now sashay down and through the quarters of time so we
Mm.
can learn your backstory because we at Wyatt are nosy like that. I mean,
No
inquiring
problem.
minds want to know. We like to get into people's business and find out what makes them tick and how they were born and all that good stuff. So where were you born and raised, my friend?
I was born and raised in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So is that
Yeah.
like is it small, medium,
It's a
large?
it, it's a small town. The biggest thing, one of the biggest things that's about that town is the
Uh-huh.
Air Force Base. Of course, we have Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Ah, okay.
So it's an Army town or Air Force town. And
Uh-huh.
the other thing is the Super Walmart, but that's pretty much yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It yields some good things.
You know what? This is a quick sidebar. I don't know why this popped in my head, but I have to tell everybody this. When I think of Walmarts now, I think about these predator shows because if you go to YouTube, there are like this wealth of predator shows, and the predator is always caught in a damn Walmart.
Right?
Seriously, they catch his ass in a Walmart. Can you believe that? Catch him
It's
in a Walmart.
crazy.
Right?
It's
He's walking
crazy.
around like this with his shopping cart, pretending to be shopping, but he's looking for
Mhm.
that 13-year-old boy or girl. And then the
Mhm.
adult popped up. The adult popped up and say, "Hey, here I is." But anyway, that's what I
Lord.
you know. I think I think of Walmart. I think of Predator. But anyway, okay. Family structure, brothers, sisters. What's going on there?
I was the only child on my mom's side. On my dad's
Oh,
side, I was the oldest. Yep.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Very interesting. Yep. Have about nine brothers and sisters. Yep. All
Wow.
together. Yep. Not
Okay.
nine brothers and nine sisters. Yep. But it's all of us all together. We talk from time to time. Yeah, my brothers and sisters, and I also talk with my dad from time to time. So we're pretty
Uh-huh.
good. We're pretty cool people. Mm.
That's great. Great. Okay, Eros. I
Hmm.
always like to ask my special guest this question because it makes me laugh and also it gives us a window into the person that you are today.
Mm.
Here it is. What were you like as a little boy, a little nipper? Give us like three qualities or characteristics that best describe you.
Well, I was very inquisitive.
I
I
wonder
always
why.
I was very, very inquisitive. I wanted to know everything there was to know about life. I mean, my
Mm,
family would always say, "Oh, he's rambling through my stuff," or he's yeah, yeah. But I just wanted to find out about things. So that's one thing.
mhm.
The other thing is that I was very sensitive. I was a sensitive kid, very sensitive.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and very very sensitive about around the same race, and not the same race but the same sex.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. The other thing about me is that I was very temperamental.
No.
Yes.
Oh
Hmm.
my, why? What I mean, listen, look, I'm scared of you, so what set you off, man?
Well,
Lord.
with me having autism, it was one of those things where
Okay.
I was always and there was sometimes where I'll be confused about certain things,
Sure, sure.
and if I felt like some things were not aligning, it would kind of set me off.
Understandably.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I set up, like, for example, if I had everything arranged in alphabetical order,
Right.
someone changed that order, it would kind of set me off a little bit, because I
Mm-hmm.
want things exactly the way I put them, and if they're not the way, if not the way that I put them, then that's when I would be upset. But I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
better through therapy.
Well, let's well listen. I'm a strong proponent of therapy, and let me just say that I don't have autism, but if people screw up my organization, I'm pissed.
Mhm,
I mean, don't mess with my stuff.
mhm.
So I
Exactly.
get it. I totally get it. Okay, my friend, let's fast forward. I mean, you hold a Bachelor of Arts in Music from Shaw University. You have a master's in music from Morgan State University. So let me ask you this. How did your university experiences help shape you into the person that you are today?
Hmm. Well, one of the things that it did, both of those universities, is that it made me more knowledgeable about my craft, as far as
Uh,
music. It also made it easier for me to have conversations like this. Yeah, to go to different places and talk with people. It was good for my public relations. So yeah, that's one of the things that, especially with HBCUs. Yeah,
right, right.
because yeah, when you have an HBCU, I think they um, take a little bit more time to
Mm-hmm.
let you know how you should present yourself in certain
Mm-hmm.
situations, especially when we deal with those who are Caucasian. So it's kind of, yeah, it helped me to be able to have conversations and fit in with um, different environments. So yeah.
Oh, you know what? I totally agree with you because I got my degrees from the George Washington University in Metro DC, and yeah, I
Mm,
totally get that. Because when I was there, it was like what the African American, the black population there was maybe what 6, 7%, eight, maybe 10. So
mm,
yeah, I totally get what you're talking about.
yes.
Okay, cool, cool. Okay, look, let's get into these books. I want to talk
Sure.
about I Choose the Pain and the Cost. Regarding I Choose the Pain, let's dig a little deeper into it. First of all, titles make a book.
Mm,
Let's put it this way: titles help sell a book, and I Choose the Pain is an interesting title, and I believe you said that, and I quote, I procrastinated about writing the text for over 12 years. And you said writing it was a process. So let's talk about that.
Sure. Well, um, like I said, I procrastinated for 12 years. I started the book shortly after I got my HIV diagnosis. This was back in
Oh, okay.
2005,
Okay.
and I wasn't writing it to write a book. I was just writing something just to get something out of my head. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but the more it grew, the more I was like, maybe this could turn into something. But at that time, I was working for churches as a director of music. I was working as a director of music for several churches, and I was afraid of what would happen if I actually published it. Would I keep my
Oh.
job? Would I be able to still be able to support myself? Of course, I didn't do anything. I didn't. I just kept writing, but I put off the date of really finishing it. Then
Right.
circumstances were altered, where I was
Mm-hmm.
asked to leave a position,
Mm.
and after I was asked to leave, I was like, well, I have nothing but time on my hands, so I might as well
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and finish what I started and deal with the repercussions. So I finished the book in June 30th of 2018.
Mm-hmm. So now I Choose the Pain is a novel,
Mm,
correct?
yes,
So is it sort of autobiographical?
some of it is. Some of it is. What I did was I took some of my life experiences and I put them
Okay.
in the book. But um, I've also had different accounts from different people as
Mm-hmm.
to their life experiences, and some of them are no longer with us.
Oh
So
wow.
I said the best thing for me to do is to go ahead and take their stories and put them in this book so that people could see what we as gay men, gay black men, have to go through.
Mm, that's great. Okay. Okay.
And
Um, I'm sorry.
yeah,
You go ahead,
I'm
please.
sorry. Yeah, and
No.
another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to showcase successful black men. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
showcase. College educated black men. Now, this is not to say, and I'm gonna go. I'm go ahead and I'm gonna speak on this. This is not to say that those that did not go to college are not as important. Pretty
Absolutely.
much more than. But this is just to let people know that there is no shame in being educated. There's no shame in being in knowing what you want and going for what you want and
Mm-hmm.
being proud of who you are, a black, gay, successful man,
You're
or
absolute.
what,
Mhm.
or genderqueer, or woman, or whatever.
I mean, that's what I do in my Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels with Shattered. I said
Ah,
Shattered being new. It's brand new, y'all. Shattered. I
mm,
mean, because I think it's so important to show a diversity of images where black, gay, or same gender loving men are concerned, and
mhm,
particularly the educated, upwardly mobile black man, because again, even within the LGBTQ plus community, Eros, as you well know, you
mm.
know, we don't see enough of that,
We don't.
of the upwardly mobile, educated, black, gay SGL man that's doing well. So kudos to you, my brother.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And one of the things that I wanted to do, and I hoped that I did this, I wanted to take up the mantle of those
Mm-hmm.
that went before me, like Elan
Absolutely.
Harris. I
Mm-hmm.
grew up. I grew up reading his books, and he ended up being my inspiration. So I was like, if he did it, then I can do it. So everything that I do as far as writing, I owe to two people or two sources: God and my influences, or my ancestors,
Um,
and he happened to be one of them.
That's great. Okay, now what about the cost? Tell
Oh,
us, yeah, tell us about that. Give us a 411, give us the plot, and what compelled you to write it.
okay. So after I wrote, I chose pain. I choose pain. There were people that came up to me and they said, "Well, this is great. We enjoyed the story. What next? What are they up to next?" So I was like, "Okay, I might have something else." So I went ahead and I wrote some, and this was I started it in 2019, around
Mhm.
2019. Yep, started writing it. I call that my pandemic book because
Mm.
that was around the time that the pandemic hit. So
Mhm.
so during that time that I was on lockdown, I went ahead and used that time to write. And
Good idea.
yeah, and um I released it September the 4th of 2020. Yeah. So
Okay.
mhm. Yeah, but that was my pandemic book. But as far as the plot, um basically it's centered around Lionel, the main character.
Okay.
Uh, he he has this wonderful new relationship. He has his friends. He has this love all around him, but he also has an addiction to painkillers
Ooh, yeah.
and also alcohol. So what it does, it challenges not only the friendships, not only his health, but it also challenges the relationships with the family that do support him.
Mhm.
So basically, that the first half of the book deals with him fighting that, and the
Mm.
second half of the book deals with him finding himself again.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Um.
there is a loss, and
Oh
it killed
wow.
me to write it.
Wow.
Mm,
Okay. Let me ask you. You're an independent author. I am as well.
mm,
What have, as an indie author, an independent author, what have been your toughest trials and your greatest triumphs?
hmm. My toughest trials have always been getting the message out there. I
Mm.
mean, that's always the hardest thing. I mean, you have a good message, you have something that people can gravitate to, that people can
Hmm.
relate to. And it's hard to get it out there because you it seems like you are buried under so many other wonderful writers. And you're like,
Exactly.
hey, here I am. I have something here. Yeah, so that's one of the thing.
Hmm.
That's one of the biggest challenges that I have. And I'm going to add another one to that. Sometimes I tend to be a little bit shy. I could
No,
put myself out there more. But
no,
yeah,
you
I
come
am.
on.
I really am.
No.
I really am. People, I am. I'm kind of shy. Yeah,
Mm. Well,
yeah. But yeah, it's kind of hard for me to put myself out there. Yeah, I've been doing better. I've been doing better about that over the past few months, which is good. Um, my triumphs. I think one of my biggest triumphs was when I went to Cancun for
mm.
the LGBTQ festival.
Hmm.
I sold my books there. Um, I've had actually quite a few triumphs. Um, thank, um, thank God for that. Yeah. Um, I went to. Can I name some of them? Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do we have enough
Please,
time?
come on. Talk
Okay.
to me. Talk to me.
Wonderful. Well, the first one started when I did my first book signing at Half Price Books down in San Antonio. That was the first one, and the triumph, the biggest triumph of all of it was to having published it at all. Yeah.
Amen to that.
Because there's so many people that sit on what they have, and they don't have any
Mm.
idea of what gold they have inside the pages. They have so much gold inside the pages, and they sit on them. So that would be my biggest triumph, to having put it out there at all. Um, yeah, and then I was able to um, be in such good company with different organizations like the Adobe Brotherhood, which I'm a member of. Yep,
Mhm.
awesome, awesome people, awesome, awesome guys. Um, if y'all are looking, hello y'all. Um, One of the things that the other thing that, let's see, I stutter a lot, so
No,
pardon me.
you're good. You're good.
Thank,
You're good. Go ahead.
thank you so much. Um, yeah, and then I was also on the SGL cruise, and they're actually getting ready to do their cruise in a few days. I wish I could go with them. Oh my God, I wish I could go with them. Yeah, but those two have been awesome, awesome,
Mhm.
awesome contributors and supporters of my work. And whenever I would to go anywhere to sell the work where they are, I always end up
Mhm.
selling out. So
Oh,
that's
that's
a
great.
blessing. That's a blessing. So those are my triumphs. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned all that, Eros, because two things I want to touch on. First of all,
Hmm.
um, when I do, book signings and seminars and what have you, I always have at least one person that says, Wyatt, I've got a book in me, but I don't know how, I don't know if I can finish it. I mean, I don't have the time. I want to do it. I really, really want to do it. It's in me. The book is in me. I know it can be big. I know it can, I just know it. I just.
Hmm.
And I tell them, look, you got to do it. You got to make the time to do it. If you have to
Hmm.
sacrifice that football game, you sacrifice the football game because they already got their money. Now
Hmm.
if they're paying you to watch the game, that's a whole nother thing. But
Exactly.
you have to believe in yourself. You got to put the time in, and you got to do it.
Hmm.
Number two, you're good with. I've been peeping you, dude. You're
Well,
good with
thank
promotion. You're on TikTok. You're on Instagram. Listen, you got
you.
these cute little skits and stuff like that, and they're listen. They're substantive. They're entertaining, and they're catchy. So I don't know what you're talking about this shyness stuff because
Well, I think
you're
it's one
all
of
over
those things.
social media.
Well, I think it's one of those things where there's one side of you
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
that is very forward, very but that's the way you a lot of times have to be if you want to put your stuff out there. You have to swallow your shyness, and
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty much talking to myself. I'm ministering to myself right now. But you pretty much have to get past your shyness. But if you was to see me outside of that, I'm just a regular guy. I got a puzzle that I do whenever something's not going right. I just do this puzzle, and I do puzzles. I do drawing. I write. Yep. I meditate. Yep. So yeah, yeah. But it's a divide. It's somewhat of a divide.
It is. It truly is. I totally get what you're saying. It is certainly a divide, but you're doing it well. So definitely, man, keep up with that. Keep doing what you're doing with social media, and what have you. I want to move away from the author role for a bit,
Sure.
and I want to talk to you about you being an LGBTQ plus an autism advocate. Tell us about
Mm.
that. What is compelling you to do both of those things?
Well, as far as the LGBTQ spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in church, and this is not to roll anybody under the bus, but when I was in
Okay.
church, um, there were things that I would hear,
Yeah.
and I would love the music. Would love the times when they would talk about God. I would love that. I would love the times that they would embrace people.
Uh-huh.
But on the times when they would get behind the pulpit and malign everyone that does not love the same,
Yeah.
growing up under that really crippled me. It crippled me
Mm.
spiritually. It crippled me mentally, and it also crippled me emotionally because
Mm-hmm.
that's the first time that I started to feel, well, among the first times that I started to feel like I wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a fucked up way to feel. It is a
A
fucked up.
really,
Mhm.
a real fucked up way to feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then I just kept seeing these young people turned out of their parents' houses,
Yeah.
um, told that they're faggots, told that they are queer, and told that they are funny. That's what they used to call it down in North Carolina. They said if you must be funny. Yeah,
Oh,
all
yeah.
that
I've
type of
heard
stuff.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So looking at all that, and this is not to go full on against the church,
Sure.
but this is just to let people know to really question their teachings and also question how they process things, and also question
Hmm.
how they read that Bible and use it to cherry pick and send people to hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, from way back when, I remembered how my heart would quicken
Hmm.
and my skin would start sweating whenever the pastor started talking about homosexuality and damning it to hell. So when I got of age, I just couldn't sit back and say nothing.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much hypocrisy. I mean, because I've had too many pastors or ministers, whatever you want to call them, trying to get with me. And, after I
Mhm.
found out that they were a pastor or a minister, I said, "Are you married?" Yeah. I said, "Well, you need to go back to the first lady because you ain't getting shit here." I just,
All I'm gonna
I,
say is chapter 3 of the first book. Chapter
right.
3.
Chapter three. Which book? Which one now?
Chapter 3 of the first book. That's and chapter 5 of the second one.
So, chapter three of I Choose the Pain
And chapter 5 of the cost.
and chapter five of the cost. Okay, baby. Oh my God. Listen, that's hot. Hot baby, hot. Hot. But seriously, they talk about, they're railing against homosexuality,
Mm-hmm.
and then the choir is full of gays. They're using the choir's talent and labor, and that's okay. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And meanwhile, some of them, not all, but some of the pastors and ministers are sleeping with, they're grooming the new good looking male members. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
just so, not all, but it's just, I get it. It is such a mess. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm. Now,
saying?
yeah. Now, one thing I do want to say this. There are some pastors that have never done that. I can
True.
tell. Yeah, there are some pastors that have
Absolutely.
never done that. There are some pastors that just believe that this is not the way. This is not the way. We
Right.
can't. I can't really say anything against their beliefs.
Right.
But what I would tell them is to open their minds a little bit and let them and just understand that there are people that have other beliefs than you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, when we get to that place, then me and heterosexual pastors, we usually get along.
Uh,
Yeah. But whenever they get to this place where they are always pointing out what somebody's doing, it kind of makes me think, okay, you're being a little bit suspect.
just a squash, just a
Just a
squash,
skosh, yeah, just
just
a
a squash.
skosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I will say, I have been blessed to have served under some good pastors, some very good pastors. It just came to the place where I just felt that I needed to focus more on encouraging people who really need it. So yeah.
Mhm. I totally get you. I totally get you.
Mm.
Um, okay, my friend, give us some takeaways from I choose the pain and the cost. Why should we purchase our copies of both of them? Give us some takeaways.
Well, one of the things you're going to take away from it is love.
Mm,
One of the things that I want to make sure that I do whenever I pen a book, whenever I pen a song, whenever I pen anything, I want to make sure that the person who's reading it feels loved when they finish.
I
If
like
they
that.
don't feel loved when they finish reading it, then I haven't done my job. I haven't done what
Absolutely.
I was sent here to do. And I have been blessed, and my heart is quickening when I say this. I have been blessed to know what my purpose is, and it's to spread love. And I want to make sure that the people who who read my books will take away love. They'll take away humor.
Mm,
They'll take away, oh, I have felt like this one time before. This happened to
absolutely.
me. Or if it didn't happen to them, like, oh, this happened to my friend, or this happened to my sister, or this happened to my brother. That's what I want them to take away from it. And they're gonna read some stuff that's gonna be like, oh my
Mm,
gosh, ugh. It's gonna have them clutching the pearls. But by the time they
mm,
finish clutching the pearls, they'll start
mm,
laughing at them too.
mm.
Yeah. So
Well,
those
you
are the
know
take.
what?
Mhm.
Those are good takeaways. You know, I have a purpose too. Do you know what it is?
What is it?
It is LOVE and LUV love.
Oh, I love it. 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 Yeah, I love it. I love it. And the thing is, we don't have enough love these days. We need to have more love. We
We
don't
don't.
have. It's all hate. It's all comparison. There are people that's always
Yeah.
trying to one up on somebody else. I mean, why can't we just share love? Now we already know that that we ain't gonna agree on everything. We already know that. But at the same time, we don't have to be so violently disagreeable. Coining Dr. Martin Luther King's words. We don't have to be so violently disagreeable, and we also don't need to be obnoxious when we disagree.
Absolutely.
We have to be able to coexist. We have to be able to um, come to some type of common ground. If anything, we'll just say we agree to disagree. Yeah. So
Right.
I think that we need more love in this world. LOVE and LUV. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get a chance to talk about the autism. Mm,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Well, when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I was always told that I was crazy.
Oh no,
That
I'm
I
so sorry.
was no, it's okay. Yeah. I have my peace with it now, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that I was retarded. I was told all these things. These are the things that autistic kids are told. They're
Mm.
told that something is wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're told that they can't do certain things. They're told that they need to learn a trade.
Right.
But what people fail to realize is that there is something deep in that autistic child that is so extraordinary that it will put the stars to shame.
Mm.
But the problem is that when you have these people who have these outdated ideas about autistic people, autistic children not going past the bare minimum. When you have people that
Mm-hmm.
have those types of mindsets, where does that put the people who have all these gifts?
Right.
And where do the gifts go? The gifts just stay buried.
Mm.
So that's the
Yeah.
reason why I share everything I possibly can share while I can share it. And and I'm gonna tell you, there are people who are autistic, and I'm saying this. I don't know who's listening to this, but there are people who are autistic who the world thinks they're just showing off.
Okay.
If they know, if they're on the high, if they're on the other end of the spectrum where they
Right.
are very functioning, or they are savants, different things they know how to do. But
Mm-hmm.
when they try to do it, and I know this because I go through this. When they try to do all of what they have been sent here to do,
Mm-hmm.
write, sing, act, whatever, draw, everything, and not just stick to one thing. People think that they should stick to one thing, but when they say, "Oh, I don't want to stick to one thing. I want to do everything that I was blessed to do," they are
Mm-hmm.
seen as show-offs.
Mm.
They are seen as arrogant. They are seen as conceited. And I have had these things said about me. And I have watched when people have said these things about others. So my job is to let people know, uh-uh, we just want to be able to live our fullest lives with everything
Mm.
that we got in us. We're not trying to be show offs. We're not trying to show anybody up. We're just trying to live. Now, the ones who are on the other end of the spectrum, though, they still have something wonderful. And there's some of them that know how to add like that. There's
Mm-hmm.
some of them that know how to draw wonderful figures. But because they and some of them are mute, some of
Mm-hmm.
them don't really talk too well. I don't want to say talk too well. There's some that are not very verbal,
Right.
but they are seen as dumb.
Mm.
All of us have a special gift inside of us, but that gift is quenched when people fail to see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know
So
what?
that's the reason why I'm in my I'm activist as far as autism. Yes.
Well, my man, you keep sounding that clarion call. What do you have on tap for November through 2024? You know, events, what's going on with you?
Well, I am planning something.
Oh,
Um, but I don't want to give that away just yet.
got it.
I have something called mystery phrase that I'm doing right now, and it's
Mm.
gonna be the phrase is gonna be finished by maybe December. So yeah. Um, I don't want to reveal that just yet, but it's something that's it's gonna blow everybody's mind. It's music, it's everything. Yeah, but
Mm.
one of the things that there is something that I'm planning, and I have another book called While the Shades Watch. That's my self love book, and
Mm-hmm.
it's also my life story.
Oh,
And what a
okay.
life story is. Yeah, yeah, but that's my so what I'm doing is I'm trying to get together a one man show based off of that. Yeah, where it's music, where it's a little talk, where it's a little encouragement, and where it's love.
I like it. Where can we purchase your books?
You can purchase some on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Kindle. I believe it's on Barnes and Nobles as well. So all select online retailers, booksellers. Yeah.
I want you to spell your name for me, please.
Sure. It's ErosDaArtiste.
And how can we follow you, connect with you? Give us all of your social media, my brother.
Okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on TikTok. Oh, I love TikTok. I'm beginning to really, really love TikTok. I don't know why, but it's just it's just whenever I finish the boom boom bye bye ended up boom boom. Yeah, it's just awesome. I just love it. Anyways, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I'm gonna see what I can do about putting my stuff on YouTube as well. I'm still trying to learn how to monetize. I haven't learned that yet, but yeah, but they can follow me on either one of those and X,
Now,
Twitter, formerly.
before I let you go, let me ask you this question about TikTok. I mean, you seem to be so enthusiastic about it. Are you saying it's sort of like having an orgasm?
Ooh, anything that has to do with creativity gives me somewhat of a small orgasm.
Well,
I'm a creative being. I mean, if it, ooh, it just does something to me. I just love to create. So TikTok, I ran from TikTok for a while, but it's right up my alley. I love
mm,
it.
well, Mr. Eros the Artiste, I want to thank you for dropping by. Wyatt, this has been enlightening and entertaining, my brother.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm just so grateful that you have made this place for me to have this interview. Yeah, it's very it's I enjoyed myself.
Look, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Awesome.
friend, take care.
Well, you too, and thank you.
Yeah. So, y'all, there you have it. You can find the official Wyatt podcast page at WyattEvans.com, the go-to destination for LGBTQ plus news, features, commentary, and entertainment. WyattEvans.com is visited by more than 100 countries on the regular. All I can say to that is, hey, baby. And at WyattEvans.com, you'll find my smoking hot, HAWT hot, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. And as you just saw on the top, the newest installment is called Shattered. I said Shattered. And y'all, Shattered is full of action, danger, intrigue, sexually charged situations, passion, and all of the wonderful elements that you're used to in the Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. So get your new copy of Shattered. Now you can follow me, your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans, all across social media, and poof is right there for you to peruse, like TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any comments or whatever, you can hit me up at wyattonair@gmail.com. So until next time, y'all, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. I said woof.